Cowards die many times before their deaths. The valiant never taste of death but once. William Shakespeare. Courage, or the lack thereof, almost stopped me from having one of the best experiences of my life. Last summer, I wanted to go to hockey camp with my friend Sarah. So when the time came to sign up for camp, my mom and dad found Cornell Girls Hockey Camp. It was perfect, a 6-day camp, short and sweet. And it was on a college campus, which was an added bonus. On a whim, I said yes, and we signed up on the spot. Excited, but also anxious, I wondered if I would be able to do this. As the departure date approached, I was really nervous. It was my first time at sleepaway camp. After many pep talks with my parents, they convinced me that I would have an amazing time, and in the end, I wouldn't want to leave. I didn't buy it completely, but it would only be 6 days. The day finally arrived. After hours of packing, I left my house for Sarah's. When we arrived, we both went in her car and watched Slapshot, a classic hockey movie, on her car TV. It was hilarious. The hockey comedy definitely eased my nervousness. After a 4-hour drive, we arrived on campus. It was amazing. The campus was beautiful. When we first arrived, Sarah and I went to line a rink to drop off our hockey bags. After that, we went to check-in, and they gave us our schedules, a map, and our room keys. From there, we walked to Clara Dixon Hall, which was the dorm I would be staying in. We walked up to the second floor, found our rooms, and started to unpack. You'd think that a fancy Ivy League school would have nice dorm rooms? Let me tell you, they didn't. We walked in, and it looked like we were in the 60s. The room had exposed radiators, it was really small, and the mattress might have well had been a rock. When we first walked in, my dad threw my bags on my bed and said, "Here's a reality check." And walked out for dramatic effect. Of course, he came back in, but it was true. I'd never stayed in a room quite like this. After we were all settled in, we headed down to the rink where I met my coach along with the other players on my team. The way this camp was set up is that we were split into 2 teams, and at the end of the week, we played against each other. We each had a main coach who stayed with us the whole week. My coach's name was Erin, and she is a defenseman for the girls' team at Cornell. It was really interesting to talk to her about what it's like to play girls' hockey in college. Anyways, after meeting her, we had an on-ice practice and then an off-ice practice. We usually had 2 on-ice practices and 1 off-ice each day. The off-ice activities included dodgeball, stick handling drills, yoga, and capture the flag. After our off-ice session, we went to the cafeteria where I stocked up on fries and chicken tenders. So much for eating like an athlete. During dinner, we were told to go to the sign-up sheets that were posted near the entrance of the cafeteria. When we were there, we signed up for rec activities, which had different options each night. My favorites were swimming, basketball, and beach volleyball. After rec time, Sarah and I would play card games and gamble with the counselors. Not with real money, of course, but with Oreos and goldfish. Then we would both try to fall asleep on those rock-hard mattresses, with our mini fans blasting in the background due to the hot dorm rooms. The next morning, it would start all over again. When the final day arrived, Sarah and I were sad to leave, but excited to play our game versus the other team. We were blown out, but it was still a fun game. In the end, I wasn't homesick at all, like my mom said. I had some of the best experience of my life, so far. And my mom called me all the time, not the other way around. So stepping outside of my comfort zone led me to an unforgettable experience, an improved game, and unlocked courage to venture into new opportunities. So when faced with a tough decision, turn to the words of the great one, Wayne Gretzky. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Thank you.